I want to talk about something that doesn't get talked about enough or get enough attention, and that's dismissive avoidant attachment. And I'm going to say this with a soft heart, because I actually have a soft spot for people who fall into this pattern. Not because it doesn't hurt others, but because I understand where it came from. This is usually the person who learned early on that they have to take care of themselves. You might have had to grow up really quickly, take on responsibility way too soon, be independent before you were ready. And in that process, your emotions weren't always made room for. They weren't always understood. They weren't always safe to express. So you learn to push them down. Stay strong. Stay in control. To not need too much from anyone. Does that sound like you? Because that can look like saying you care, but struggling to show it consistently. Needing space more than closeness. Shutting down during emotional conversations. Avoiding vulnerability or deeper connection. And sometimes your actions don't fully match your words. Not because you don't mean what you say, but because closeness can feel uncomfortable, even unsafe. A lot of times this can come from experiences like being emotionally neglected as a child, having caregivers who were distant or unavailable, being told to be strong instead of being comforted, feeling like your needs were a burden, or learning that emotions didn't get responded to. So your system adapted. It said, I'll just handle it myself. I'll do it on my own. And that worked for a while. But here's the truth. The same independence that protected you can now create distance in your relationships. And while there's understanding for how this is formed, there's still responsibility for how it shows up now. Because your actions impact people. And avoiding emotions doesn't make them disappear. It just buries them. But healing is possible. In Ezekiel 36:26, it says, I will give you a new heart and put a new spirit within you. That means you don't have to stay emotionally shut down. So healing starts here. Awareness. Notice when you feel the urge to disconnect. Pause. And instead of shutting down, ask yourself, what am I actually feeling right now? And what am I avoiding? Then take one small step towards openness. Not all at once. That might look like staying in the conversation a little longer. Expressing one honest thought. Letting someone in, even just a little. You don't have to lose yourself to connect. But you do have to stop hiding from what you feel. Because you're not meant to live life alone. And learning to feel again is part of your healing. I love you. Talk to you soon.